Manchester United are back. We are back for another season of Premier League football. Old Trafford is the venue for Manchester United this weekend. We're taking on Palace. Our first game of the season after we didn't play the first weekend of the season. Hopefully some players are now returning to normality a bit in order to get ready for this first game of the season. Now I know a number of fans have been fucking fuming in the last couple of weeks with the shit that's gone on in the transfer market, and that is very understandable. I've been fucking really frustrated as well that no new signings have come through the door, but on the other hand side, although I'm very frustrated with the lack of transfer activity at Manchester United right now, I do understand that if we can't get the signings that we so dearly want to get in for Manchester United, we shouldn't go out and buy any old fucking idiot just to appease the fans. A number of clubs do that. They sign so many players, and some players come off, some players don't. I mean, Chelsea have signed every man and his dog. I think they've signed about 7 players, and there's no way that all them players are going to come in and be world class for Chelsea. It doesn't work that way. All the time when you sign transfers, you get some that are good and some that are bad. It's just the way it is in this game of the football world, and just the way it is. And Manchester United have only signed one player, a young upcoming midfield player. Did need squad depth there, and we haven't signed the other areas, which is a massive problem going into this game. We fucked around, fannied around far too long, and we're probably going to start this with all players that were here last season for Manchester United, which is a little bit disappointing. We were 33 points behind Liverpool last year, and where that gap there is potential in the team that this gap could close, but there's also potential that this gap could widen this season. Manchester United could either progress this season or regress this season if we don't make any new signings. Now, obviously it's a young team, so we could definitely progress. Rashford, Martial and Greenwood, all still very young. Certainly Greenwood, not even 19 yet, could definitely get better. Rashford and Martial could definitely have better seasons than last season because they had time out injured. Pogba should definitely have a better season than last season because he spent a long time out injured. Obviously you've got the depth of Donny van der Beek. Bruno Fernandes will be there for a whole season. So they're the reasons why Manchester United should improve this season, and should definitely improve on their last game against Palace at Old Trafford, where we lost 2-1. It'd be a different team to back then than what it was early in the season. And if we can replicate some of that form we showed after the lockdown, Manchester United could be going in the right direction, but we definitely need some squad depth. That was the fucking problem. And the likes of bringing in Jadon Sancho would have given Manchester United that. He is a top class player, he really is. Contributed, I think, 75 goal contribution in 100 games for Borussia Dortmund. I think it's 40 goals and 40 assists and 35 goals, I think, for Borussia Dortmund, which was phenomenal. And Manchester United fucked around over that fee. And if Manchester United are to get one player in, it could well be Sancho now. The news has come out today that we practically know that we won't be signing a centre-back now, in the fact that Teden Mengi has been given a first-team spot for the new season, which is great news for Ted, and he's a very, very good up-and-coming prospect for Manchester United. But centre-back is usually the position where you really need some experience in there, but hopefully he can get some games like against Luton in the League Cup the following week. And with a lot of injuries concerns at centre-half that we do have with injury-prone players, maybe he's going to get a lot more game time than we think, but he looks like the centre-back that we're bringing into the fold anyway. And whether we get anything else, I don't know, but we're not going to bridge that gap massively, even if this team improves with some of the younger players stepping up again this season and putting in better performances than last season. We're still not going to close a 33-point gap unless the likes of Man City and Liverpool have poor seasons. And I can't see Liverpool getting the points tally they got last season. They probably won't be quite as good. There will be, from first and second, there definitely probably will be a lesser gap. Whether Manchester United can close the gap on them two remains to be seen, and even with maybe Chelsea because of the signings that they've made. But we do start the season at home to Crystal Palace, a game on paper that Manchester United have got an opportunity that we could win this game. As I say, we lost 2-1 at home to Crystal Palace last time around at Old Trafford, and we beat them, I think it was 2-0 away not so long ago after the lockdown, when Manchester United were a lot better. Palace don't score a lot of goals. Their games are, for me, fairly low scoring. Their main man obviously is Wilfried Zaha, but for me he doesn't score enough goals for a forward. and that is a problem for them. That over the last few years they've had the likes of Benteke and Batshuayi who have flattered to deceive for them. Jordan Ayew been playing up has been playing up front, but he's not really the man that's going to get many goals for them. I don't really see how Palace are going to get that many goals again this season. They're probably going to struggle, but they're probably not going to give a shitload away this season. So we're probably looking at playing a mid-table, at best probably a slightly below mid-table team here for the start of the season, which you couldn't really have asked for a better start to the season considering we're not really prepared. Now, a number of players have only come back to the training ground this week, the likes of Bruno Fernandes, Paul Pogba, Mason Greenwood's been training away from the first team. He's only just started the last few days training with the first team. So I'm not too sure how Solskjaer's going to go with this game, but I mean there's a good chance that he could leave a couple of players out of this game and leave them on the substitutes bench, but I think he's probably going to go for pretty much what we went for last season. Now there could be one or two changes to the team. It is going to be debatable, but I think the back four is probably going to be the normal back four with De Gea in goal, with Luke Shaw now back to full fitness. Him, Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof and Maguire will be that back four, I believe. Now the midfield, the last game out we played against Seville, it was Fred, probably going to be Matic. Will it be Pogba and Fernandes? Probably, and then the three up front, Greenwood, Rashford and Martial will probably be the front three. But the two areas where I would think that maybe there might be a bit of change in the team than what I've gone for there, I would say Paul Pogba's position in the team is a bit up in the air at the moment because he's only just come back from the coronavirus. And last weekend Solskjaer did say that it was touch and go whether he's going to be able to start this game for Manchester United. He hasn't played any football for a while, so he could potentially be on the substitutes bench. And I'm not too sure what he's going to do about Mason Greenwood with the fact that he had that problem on international duty. I haven't touched on it because, to be honest, I don't give a shit about it. As long as Greenwood now knuckles down and gets on with his football. It was annoying, he shouldn't have done it, and I just hope he learns from it because I don't want another twat like where Wayne Rooney's done some stupid things for Manchester United over the years. We've had a lot of players that have done that over the years, but a lot of this comes with being a young talent playing for Manchester United. There's a lot of pressure playing for Manchester United as well. He is, as I say, a young lad just wanting to have a good time as well, but now's his time. He's going to hit 19 in the next few weeks. He's now got a knuckle down. He'll be 1 year away from being a fully man. And when you become a man, you've got next year, in a year's time, he's got to really knuckle down and think what he wants out of his career, whether he wants to be one of the legends at Manchester United or just another player that comes through the academy, to be honest. And Wayne Rooney did become a legend at Manchester United, in my opinion, but maybe because of off-field problems at times, could have maybe done a bit more for Manchester United. But, you know, it is what it is. I mean, if he can knuckle down like the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo, Mason Greenwood has done over the years and dedicated everything he's got to football, Mason Greenwood really could go to the top because football comes easy to Mason Greenwood. It come easy to Wayne Rooney as well. Them players didn't really... I mean, you look at Greenwood, he doesn't really have to... I mean, he probably does work hard. Wayne Rooney was working hard on the pitch. Definitely putting in a lot of effort, Wayne Rooney, when he was on the pitch. But football still come easy to them players. It really did. At 15, 16, you could see Wayne Rooney was better than everyone else. In the youth teams, when he was playing for youth teams, when he was 7, 8 years old, was scoring bags and bags of goals. Was scoring 7, 8 goals per game. Was really good. And Greenwood is the same. When he was playing for Idle Juniors, was scoring 7, 8, 9 goals per game. Football comes easy to Mason Greenwood, but you've still got to put the effort in to get to that elite level and get to that top and become a Manchester United great. And I believe he can. Just got to knuckle down, but there is a chance that he could start on the substitutes bench in this game because of what happened over with the England team. But I think he personally should start ahead of Dan James. Dan James was quite good, I believe, in one of Wales' games, being man of the match, but I just think he's a better player than Dan James. Dan James is a fine backup man, but just not Mason Greenwood, and hopefully Mason Greenwood can kick on this season along with Rashford and Martial. Hopefully them two can stay injury free this season and Manchester United can score a lot of goals up front. But this looks like it probably is the team that Manchester United are going to be going for pretty much this season. I mean, you could swap Pogba out and bring in Donny van de Beek, as I've said, that could be one that Solskjaer makes for this game. Or, I mean, he might go for a midfield three of Fernandes, Pogba and Van der Beek. We will have to wait and see, but I think that would be a bit brave for the first game of the season to take out a Matic or a McTominay or someone a bit more of steel, because although it is Palace at home, Manchester United need to be getting off to a winning start and might need that little bit of steel in there just to be on the safe side for Manchester United. And he is quite good on the ball. Matic, still a fine player in my opinion, better on the ball than McTominay, so I'd probably have him in there as the midfield three. But let me know your thoughts on the game anyway. I'm hoping for a Manchester United win, but I'm a bit cautious on this one. I'm going to go for Manchester United winning the game though, 2-0. Hopeful that Manchester United's attacking players, the likes of Bruno Fernandes, Rashford, Martial and Greenwood, can all push this game over the line and get the job done in this game, because I think that we do have better players than Crystal Palace. I'm hoping that over the 90 minutes it will tell. As I say, if Manchester United are solid at the back, I believe we're probably going to score in this game and we will then win the game, I believe, because, as I say, Palace aren't scoring many goals. They haven't really got the forwards up front to get the goals. So I'm fairly confident with the fact that this is who we've actually got in front of us, to be honest, as we're not very prepared for the game. And we know that only one pre-season friendly, which is a bit of a worry for Manchester United, but it is what it is. And the lack of transfer activity is a disastrous prospect installed for Manchester United starting the season. But we go again. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Let me know your score predictions. Get them in that comment section below. Share the video if you're watching it on Facebook, and if you're watching it on YouTube, All Things Man United, do head over there and subscribe to the channel there. And I'll talk to you all again soon. Come on, United.